Every morning when he woke up, Marcus Aurelius would look out over his vast empire and reflect on how lucky he was to be alive at this very moment. He was the ruler of the known world. His life had been filled with adventure, but none of that made him arrogant or ungrateful. Every day was a gift. In fact, there was one phrase that always came to his mind: Memento Mori. Remember, you must die. Most people hear this phrase and feel a chill down their spine. They might think it's morbid or depressing. But for the Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, it was the opposite. It was exhilarating. See, they realized that our tendency to cling to life is misguided. Sure, nobody wants to die, but the way we usually live is even worse than dying. So the question you need to ask yourself is this: how would you answer the following prompt? What would you put on your tombstone? What sort of legacy will you leave behind? Because let's be honest, most of us are wasting our lives away. We work jobs we hate. We stay in toxic relationships. We constantly chase things that don't matter. And the reason we do all this is because we are pretending like we are going to live forever. We live as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But it isn't. Not only do we not know how long we have left, but right now might be our last chance to do something great. Marcus Aurelius wrote the following: you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This is from his book Meditations. It's his journal. If you haven't yet, I suggest you read it. It'll change your perspective. Anyways, this particular passage has helped me countless times. Whenever I'm feeling a little bit stuck or overwhelmed by my problems, I just repeat this phrase in my head: you could leave life right now. You could leave life right now. Suddenly, my petty worries seem to vanish into thin air. Why? Because I realize how meaningless they are in the grand scheme of things. Here's the thing: every single person you know and love will eventually die. That includes you. And not only that, you're already dead. Half of your life has already passed. Marcus Aurelius took this idea even further. He didn't just say you could leave life right now. He also said you actually have already left life. He said, when you're annoyed at someone, ask yourself, is this a necessary part of the whole? No, it's not. And it's your own choosing to be upset, which means you're voluntarily choosing to be unhappy. So stop being upset. In this passage, Marcus Aurelius is teaching us to take responsibility for our emotions. He's saying that being upset is a choice. He's saying that right now you have already left life. He's pointing something out that most people don't want to admit. Time is passing. Life is going. You're getting older. You're slowly becoming a memory. And whether you like it or not, you're already dead. So here's the truth. We can try to pretend all we want that life is infinite, but we only get a limited amount of time here. And if we waste it on nonsense, if we waste it on anger, on gossip, on fighting, then what happens when we run out of time? We end up regretting it. We end up on our deathbed wishing we spent more time with family, wishing we followed our dreams, wishing we lived life to the fullest. Take a moment to close your eyes and imagine yourself lying on your deathbed. You're old, you're weak, and it's your final night here on earth. As you look back on your life, what are you going to regret more? Taking an extra hour to watch TV or spending an extra hour with your loved ones? Making one more sale or helping a stranger in need? Arguing with a friend or forgiving them? Chasing more money or traveling the world? Trust me, you don't want to spend your last moments regretting anything. Most people reach the end of their life without realizing this. But Stoics, according to Marcus Aurelius, they wake up every day with this realization. They know their life could end at any moment, so they make the most of the time they have. This brings me to another quote from Marcus Aurelius that reads, "The life of the good man is like the putting on of the old man, for the good man also puts it off." That is, he dies. At first glance, this quote might sound confusing, but it's quite simple once you break it down. Marcus Aurelius is using the metaphor of clothes to explain how we change as humans. Just like we shed off our old clothes when they become worn out, we too will shed off our old selves. We will die. And when we die, we'll leave behind our old personality, our past mistakes, our bad habits. We'll leave behind who we were. If we're good people, if we're working towards self-improvement, we can put on a new self, an improved self. We can improve our personality. We can fix our flaws. We can fulfill our potential. We can become better. In short, we can become who we want to be. So yes, all of us will die. But for the Stoics, they saw this as a beautiful thing. not a sad thing. They saw it as a chance to improve themselves. They knew that when they died, they would get another shot at life. And with that shot, they would make sure to live better. Epictetus said, "Death is not the greatest evil. To fear death is the greatest evil." Here's what he means. Death is something that's inevitable. It's going to happen to all of us. So why should we fear it? Why should we worry about it? Instead, we should focus on living life to the fullest. We should focus on making the most of the time we have. If we do that, we won't have time to fear death. The truth is, we're not given a set amount of time here on Earth. We're only given a set amount of moments. And those moments pass by whether we like it or not. So instead of letting those moments slip through our fingers, we need to grab them and hold on tight. We need to use them to make ourselves better. We need to use them to help others. We need to use them to live life on our own terms. I want you to think of a loved one that has recently passed away. Think of someone whose life ended sooner than expected. How do you think they spent their final moments? What do you wish they did differently? Maybe they wasted some of their last moments arguing with a family member. Maybe they wasted it watching TV. Or maybe, just maybe, they spent it exactly the way they wanted to. No regrets whatsoever. The fact is, we don't know how many moments we have left, so we shouldn't waste a single one. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. The key to a good life is simple. Live each day as if it's your last. Okay? Be grateful for every moment. Forgive quickly. Chase what matters to you. And never, ever waste a second. Years ago, I lost someone very close to me. They passed away unexpectedly. For months after it happened, I couldn't help but think, why them? Why did they have to go? I felt angry, confused, and most of all, I felt scared. But then I realized something. My loved one lived a life full of passion, excitement, and joy. They chased their dreams. They helped others. They made the world a better place. And for that, I'm grateful. In short, they lived a great life, and that gave me peace. The fact that they passed away didn't bring me down. It brought me up. It made me realize how precious life is. It made me realize how quickly it goes. It made me realize that I have a choice, either to waste my life or to live it to the fullest. So next time you wake up, remind yourself, today could be the last sunrise I ever see, and then live it properly. Now I want to turn the question to you. What do you think about this topic? How do you deal with the fact that we're all going to die someday? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching.